Life is not a battle. Life is not a struggle. Life is a game, and like every game, it has rules. But these rules are not written on paper. They are written on the tablets of your heart and mind. The moves you make are not by chance. The thoughts you think, the words you speak, and the feelings you hold, these shape the very board on which your life unfolds. What you believe within, you receive without. Your life is a perfect reflection of your inner world. Everything you experience, every situation you encounter, and every person you meet is shaped by the beliefs you hold deep within. The game of life is not played on the outside. It is played within your thoughts, your feelings, and your expectations. What you believe about yourself and the world becomes the pattern upon which your reality is built. If you believe life is hard, life will meet you with struggle. If you believe you are unworthy, you will constantly encounter rejection and disappointment. But if you believe you are divinely guided, loved, and provided for, your experiences will shift to mirror that faith. Life does not give you what you want, it gives you what you expect. You are constantly sending out vibrations through your thoughts and words, and the universe responds to those vibrations with absolute precision. This is why it is said that we are co-creators of our reality. Your outer world is nothing more than a mirror reflecting your inner state. If you plant seeds of doubt, fear, and limitation in your mind, the harvest will reflect exactly that. But when you plant seeds of faith, love, and abundance, your life blossoms with endless possibilities. The shift begins when you understand the power you hold within yourself. You are not a victim of circumstances, you are the creator of them. Every belief you carry has been built over time through past experiences, words spoken over you, and thoughts repeated again and again. But here lies the secret: beliefs can be changed. The moment you choose a new thought and nurture it with faith, the game begins to change in your favor. You can decide, right now, to release every belief of lack and replace it with the belief that you are worthy of abundance. You can let go of fears and trust that divine guidance is always leading you. Life does not resist you, it only reflects you. When you shift your inner world, your outer world must shift with it. If you desire more love, you must believe you are worthy of love. If you want success, you must see yourself as already successful. If you seek peace, you must first create it within. The game of life is simple but profound. You receive what you radiate. When your mind is aligned with faith, gratitude, and positive expectation, the universe begins to arrange circumstances in your favor. Miracles unfold naturally, and doors you thought were closed begin to open. The greatest power you have is within your own consciousness. The moment you awaken to this truth, you hold the keys to your destiny. Life bends to meet your beliefs, and when you choose thoughts of hope, trust, and divine possibility, you begin to live as the victorious player in the game of life. Your words are far more powerful than you realize. Every word you speak carries energy, and that energy moves into the universe to create your reality. You may think you are simply talking, but in truth, you are shaping the outcome of your life with every statement you make. When you speak words of faith, healing, and abundance, you plant seeds that grow into blessings. But when you speak words of fear, lack, and limitation, you set into motion conditions that create struggle. The game of life responds not to what you hope for silently, but to what you declare with your tongue. Your words are your creative tool. They hold the power to open doors or close them, to build bridges or burn them, to invite miracles or block them. Every thought becomes more powerful the moment you give it sound. This is why it is so important to be mindful of what you speak about yourself, others, and your circumstances. If you continually say, "I am unlucky," life will bring situations that prove you right. If you constantly repeat, "I can't afford this," you will find yourself in lack again and again. But the moment you declare, "I am guided, I am abundant, and everything I need flows to me," the energy around you begins to shift. Affirmations are not empty words, they are spiritual commands. When you speak them with faith, you align yourself with divine energy, and the universe begins to organize events to match your declaration. If you say, "I am healed," even before you see the evidence, you are setting in motion the forces of restoration. If you say, "The right opportunities are finding me now," the paths you once thought were blocked suddenly begin to open. The game of life rewards those who speak victory before they see it, because faith always precedes manifestation. But there is a hidden key: words must be spoken with belief. If your words are filled with doubt, they carry little power. When you speak, you must feel your words as though they are already true. Speak from a place of certainty, not from desperation. The energy behind your voice matters as much as the words themselves. Declare what you want, not what you fear. Replace phrases like, "I never get a break," with, "Life is constantly opening new doors for me." Replace, "I always struggle," with, "Everything I touch is blessed." Slowly, the language of your life will shift, and so will your circumstances. The universe listens, but more importantly, your own spirit listens. Every time you speak, you are instructing your subconscious mind on what to believe. And your subconscious is the silent architect of your destiny. Speak life, speak blessings, speak possibilities. And watch as your reality bends to match your words. The game of life begins to favor you the moment you use your voice as a tool of creation rather than a weapon of limitation. Faith and fear are the two greatest forces in your life, and whichever one you choose will shape the path before you. Faith opens doors, fear closes them. Faith builds bridges, fear builds walls. Faith sees possibilities where fear sees only limitations. In the game of life, your progress depends on which voice you choose to listen to: the quiet, steady voice of trust or the loud, restless voice of doubt. When you walk in faith, you align yourself with divine power, and unseen forces begin to work in your favor. But when you allow fear to take control, you cut yourself off from the flow of blessings that were already prepared for you. Faith does not require you to understand every step of the journey. It only asks you to believe that each step is guided. There will be times when the path seems unclear, when circumstances appear to be against you, and when answers do not come as quickly as you hoped. In those moments, fear whispers, "What if you fail? What if you lose? What if nothing works out?" But faith responds gently, "Everything is working together for my highest good. I am guided. I am safe. I am provided for." When you choose faith, you choose peace, even when the world around you seems uncertain. Fear thrives on appearances. It looks at the temporary and declares defeat. Faith looks beyond appearances and sees the invisible. Fear says, "There is no way." Faith says, "There is always a way, and it is being revealed to me now." In the game of life, victory comes to those who trust what they cannot yet see. Just as a seed is planted in the darkness before it blooms in the light, your blessings are being prepared behind the scenes, waiting for your belief to call them forth. Faith requires surrender. It asks you to release control and trust the divine plan, even when you do not know how everything will come together. You are not meant to force life into place. You are meant to flow with it. When you let go of worry and lean into trust, solutions begin to appear where you once saw only problems. The people, opportunities, and resources you need will arrive at exactly the right time. The choice between faith and fear is made in every thought you think and every word you speak. When challenges arise, you can either declare defeat or speak victory. When doors seem closed, you can either believe you are blocked or affirm that a greater door is opening. Faith always creates, while fear always destroys. Choose faith, and you align with the infinite power that governs the universe. Trust that everything is unfolding exactly as it should, and the game of life will lead you to places far greater than you ever imagined. The game of life operates under divine laws, and one of the most powerful among them is the law of giving and receiving. Life is a constant flow of energy, and when you learn to move in harmony with that flow, you unlock abundance in every area of your life. Everything you give, whether it is love, kindness, time, or resources, returns to you multiplied. This is not a rule made by man, it is a spiritual principle woven into the fabric of creation. What you release with a generous heart comes back to you, often in ways you least expect. When you give freely, without fear or resistance, you open the doors for blessings to enter your life. But when you hold too tightly to what you have, whether it is money, opportunities, or even emotions, you block the flow of divine supply. A closed hand cannot receive. To win in the game of life, you must trust that there is always more. More love, more opportunities, more abundance. Lack comes from fear, and fear creates stagnation. Faith in the infinite source allows you to give with ease, knowing that what leaves your hands never leaves your life. Giving is not only about material things, it is also about energy and intention. When you give love, you become a magnet for love. When you give forgiveness, you create space for peace. When you give encouragement, you invite support from unexpected places. The energy you send out returns to you, often greater than before. This is why resentment, bitterness, and withholding harm only the one who carries them. When you withhold love, you block love. When you give grudgingly, you create resistance. But when you give joyfully and bless what you release, you align yourself with the abundant rhythm of life. Receiving is just as important as giving. Many people block their blessings because they struggle to receive. They feel unworthy of good things or fear that accepting help makes them weak. But the game of life teaches us that receiving is an act of faith. When you receive openly, you acknowledge the infinite source of supply and allow it to flow through you. Giving and receiving are not separate, they are two expressions of the same divine cycle. Whenever you feel lack, give. If you feel lonely, give love. If you feel overlooked, give kindness. If you feel limited financially, bless what you have and give a portion with gratitude, trusting that it will return multiplied. Life rewards the open heart, the generous spirit, and the trusting soul. When you release fear and step into faith, you discover that the universe is always seeking ways to bless you. The more you give, the more you receive, and the more you receive, the more you have to give. This is the secret to creating endless flow in the game of life. Obstacles are not signs of failure. They are divine invitations to grow, to rise higher, and to step into a greater version of yourself. In the game of life, every challenge carries within it a hidden gift, a lesson, and an opportunity for transformation. When problems appear, they are not meant to defeat you but to redirect you. What may look like a closed door is often the universe guiding you toward a better path, one more aligned with your highest good. When you face difficulties, the most powerful thing you can do is pause, breathe, and turn inward. Within you lies a quiet, unshakable wisdom, divine guidance that never fails. There is a higher intelligence always working behind the scenes, arranging circumstances, aligning opportunities, and preparing solutions long before you even recognize the problem. But to receive that guidance, you must be still enough to listen. Worry and fear drown out the inner voice, while faith and calmness allow it to speak clearly. Every obstacle has an answer, and the answer is already on its way to you. Trust that you are never abandoned, never without help, and never without direction. The moment you ask for clarity, the universe begins to reveal it. Through intuition, sudden inspiration, unexpected connections, or doors you didn't even know existed. The key is to remain open and receptive, even when the solution does not come in the form you expected. When challenges arise, resist the urge to declare defeat. Speak victory instead. Instead of saying, "I don't know what to do," affirm, "Divine wisdom now guides me." Instead of saying, "Everything is falling apart," declare, "Everything is falling into place for my highest good." Your words and thoughts shape your experience, even in the midst of difficulty. The energy you send out becomes the energy you receive. If you focus on fear, you draw more fear. If you focus on faith, you draw guidance, strength, and solutions. Remember, every setback carries within it the seed of an even greater comeback. What seems like delay is often divine preparation. Sometimes doors must close so you will step through the one that was truly meant for you. The game of life is not about avoiding obstacles but learning to navigate them with grace and trust. Whenever you feel lost, speak this quietly to yourself: "I am guided. I am supported. I am always in the right place at the right time. The answers I seek are seeking me." And then move forward with courage. The path will reveal itself step by step. The moment you lean on divine guidance instead of fear, the impossible becomes possible, and every challenge becomes a stepping stone toward your destiny. The true victory in the game of life comes when you live in complete alignment with your highest good. This does not mean forcing things to happen or chasing after what is not meant for you. It means flowing with divine timing, trusting that everything unfolding in your life, both the blessings and the challenges, is guiding you toward your greater purpose. When your thoughts, words, and actions are in harmony with your inner calling, life begins to feel effortless. The right people arrive, the right opportunities appear, and the right doors open without struggle. You are no longer pushing against life, you are moving with it. Living in alignment begins with clarity. You must know who you are, what you believe, and what you truly desire. So many people spend their lives chasing goals that do not belong to them, following paths others chose for them, and striving for success defined by the world rather than by their spirit. But your highest good is unique to you. No one else can walk your path, and no one else can fulfill your purpose. When you turn inward and listen to the quiet voice within, you begin to understand where your true joy and fulfillment reside. Your intuition is your compass in this journey. It speaks softly, but it never misguides you. The more you trust it, the clearer it becomes. When faced with decisions, pause and ask yourself, does this align with who I am becoming? Does this choice bring me closer to peace, love, and growth? When you follow the answers that resonate deeply, you place yourself on the path where blessings flow naturally. Life stops being a struggle because you are no longer trying to force what isn't meant for you. When you live out of alignment, everything feels heavy, obstacles seem endless, confusion deepens, and doors remain closed. This is not punishment, it is guidance. It is life's way of redirecting you toward what truly serves your spirit. The moment you let go of what is not meant for you, space is created for what is. Your highest good is never hidden from you. It is revealed as you release resistance and trust the process. Affirm daily that you are divinely guided. Declare with faith, "I am exactly where I am meant to be. Every step I take leads me closer to my highest good. I trust the unfolding of my life." As you repeat these truths, your energy aligns with them, and the universe responds by bringing you into harmony with your destiny. The game of life was never about competition or control. It was always about alignment. When you surrender fear, follow your intuition, and move with faith, you begin to live from a place of power, peace, and purpose. Everything you need comes at the right time in the right way and without struggle. That is the secret of playing the game well, living as the fullest expression of who you are meant to be.